famous Katy Perry, who apparently, after the flop-ation of 149, they said she may be rethinking her decision of leaving American Idol because the album felt. Well, I believe at this point, as of this story, I think it's fallen off the Billboard 200, and it's only been out for a month. So nobody's talking about Katy Perry, but everybody is talking about Tension Point Two. Wait, I was gonna say Tension 2.0. Tension 2, everybody's talking about the new album, which I would have called Extension or Hypertension. Somebody said that too. They said Kylie Minogue should call her new album Hypertension. I'm like, that is a cackle. Because it was like what, hyper pop and hypertension. But I was like, hypertension, yeah, that does sound cute. Or I would have just called it Extension or More Tension. I don't know, something in that category. But anyway, so let's talk about this story. So this is from Radar Online. So they said after announcing her resignation from the singing competition earlier this year, of course, because at the time she was putting the finishing touches on 143, the pop icon has reportedly been scrambling to get back to the steady gig. Now, following Perry's 7-year stint with the Fox turned ABC series, the 39-year-old said that she wanted to shift back to focusing on her musical comeback, as well as her family, including fiance Orlando Bloom and their 3-year-old daughter Daisy. Now, couldn't she have done that with just by staying with American Idol? Because I don't think American Idol requires hours of work. Like, I think they probably do a rehearsal or something or another, and they have to show up at a certain time for hair and makeup. So I would think, like, with American Idol, it probably requires 3 hours of your time, 4 hours tops. I'm just being relatively nice about it. So I'm thinking, like, yeah, I think it needs about, well, first of all, American Idol was like a 2-hour show. So I would say 3, maybe 4 hours tops that it needed your, undivided attention because you got to show up a certain time for makeup, hair, wardrobe, all that other stuff. And then rehearsals and this, that, and the other. And so there's a lot of that goes into place. So, and you only got to do that show. But how long does a season of American Idol last? Like 3 months, 4 months, maybe even half a year, I would think. But in that point, because it's because they do it in real time. It's not like RuPaul's Drag Race where they film the whole season in a month, and then it's a week to week show and they edit it. It's a live show. At one point it is recorded because then they do the rehearse when they do the traveling to different cities and all that other stuff, and then they have to sit there and listen to all these damn auditions ad nauseum, and then so that's all pre-taped. And then we get to the regular show, which is week to week. But I was sitting there thinking, like, I don't think you get to spend plenty of time with your man and your daughter. But then your man's also an actor. So doesn't he step off and take time away from the family too? But anyway, I guess that's neither here nor there. These are just questions I'm just asking out loud. So they said Perry will be replaced by former American Idol winner Carrie Underwood, which is why I'm like, I don't know how she's going to get her job back when Carrie Underwood is about to step in and be the judge alongside Lionel Richie and Luke Bryan. So sources are now saying that Cranky Perry is pleading with American Idol producers to come back after her recent album, 143, flopped in sales and was trashed by critics. They said American Idol was a safe, steady gig for Katy. Now that her album has flopped, she's scrambling to reclaim her spot at the judges' table. It's a clear sign even she knows her days as a chart-topping artist are behind her, but Carrie's got the gig now, and unless the new season is a ratings disaster, there is no way Katy is getting back in that chair. I'm like, okay, so now let's entertain this because here's the gag. I don't believe this story, but let's entertain it. I feel like, okay, so the album flopped. She's got hardcore fans that I guess like the songs. I have DJ friends. I don't know. I need to probably examine their brains and see what the hell's wrong with them. But I have DJ friends who think the album is pretty good. I'm like, okay, well, if you like it, I love it. But I just thought it was just dated dance pop. Like if I really want, like if you really want like really good dance music that takes you to a different plane, and I've heard people say this, that they said Kylie's Tension 2 is the album that Katy Perry thought she was going to make but failed to do. So I definitely see that to me is the perfect assessment. What Kylie Minogue is doing with dance pop is definitely what Katy Perry should have been doing, but she decided, oh, I'm going to go work with dated ass Dr. Luke. I'm going to give you cliched, corny bad lines, lyrically, the song, the lyrics were terrible, riddled with cliches. They just wasn't working. I'm like, really? You really? Like, who wrote this? Some people think like y'all used AI to write them damn lyrics, but then you got 6, 7, 8 people writing a 2.5 minute song. I'm like, what did y'all just take? Y'all all just took turns coming up with a word per line, and y'all getting the credit? Like, who actually wrote these songs, and why are there so many names? So 143 was a mess. The songs really weren't giving. It felt like it was something that we've already seen before many times over from Katy. So as an artist, when you're 39 years old, it's like, yeah, you could make your dance music, you can make your pop songs, but how have you evolved in the many, musically, creatively, since your last record? But no, you want to play it safe and go back to what was familiar because your last 2 albums were flops. And now this one is right along with it. So I don't see that how it's even possible for her to come back and do American Idol when American Idol is already a show that has a new host. I mean, a new host. It'll always be Ryan Seacrest, but a new judge. Carrie Underwood's in there now. Carrie Underwood's going to have her time to use American Idol to parlay her music career into bigger endeavors. Because I don't think that Katy Perry, I mean, not Katy Perry, I don't think that Carrie Underwood's music is as popular as it was when she first came out. I don't know if she's still on the radar of people musically, but I do feel like she could use, because I really haven't been hearing her name floating around a lot. So I do think like with her being on American Idol, it'll definitely, I guess, whoever's watching, it'll get people interested in her music, and she could use the show to promote her music. But at this point, Katy Perry, what you need to do is you just try to muster whatever left in this era of yours, that whatever it is that you're doing. I don't know if you are able to do like a Dula Pete and sell out arenas, because what shocked me was that Dula Pete, that's Dua Lipa, for those of y'all who don't know who Dula Pete is. Shout out to Wendy Williams. I took that from her. So, with Dula Pete, she's doing 4 nights at the Garden. I get it. I'm like, damn, she's that big where you could sell 4 nights at Madison Square Garden. I didn't think that was possible. And apparently, she's doing 4 nights. I can't see Katy Perry doing a multitude of nights at an arena. I definitely see residency. I definitely see her pulling a residency like Kylie Minogue, and she's done the residency before. So I could definitely see her go back to doing that for the time being. I definitely see her doing something at the Voltaire, like Kylie Minogue did, and Christina Aguilera. I don't see Katy Perry selling out arenas. Maybe I'm wrong, but me in my head right now, with how this whole rollout is and the payola and all the other stuff that was going on, especially with the VMAs, trying to prop her up like she is the queen of pop, when she is the queen of flop, and all them lies and fairy tales y'all had up in her winning that video, the best, most memorable, whatever the category was for Roar. I'm like, what? Now that was a good damn song, but in regards of the evolution and her beating Britney Spears and Madonna and Christina Aguilera, that infamous kiss, and then one of Britney's performances and all these other ones, like how the hell did Roar beat that? But we understood what it was. It was she was the only one that showed up, so we're gonna give her an award. And also we're giving her the video Vanguard, so we gotta roll out the red carpet and kiss her ass and give her things for that. And it was a cute performance, but it was whatever. So I say all this to say, I don't think I have any more else to say on this, but except to say that I'm not buying this story rated online. A lot of y'all, a lot of stuff over there. I just be feeling like they pulling stories out they behind. But it is good for the grits of the middle of the show. I said we can entertain it, and I'll pull it apart and break it down and smack it, flip it, and rub it down and all that other stuff. But maybe she is begging for her job back. But I'm saying at this point, I don't know how. When you need to focus on trying to salvage what's left of this record and hope and pray that Capitol don't drop you for delivering another turd, like they dropped Liam Payne. over there at Capitol Records. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story? Do y'all believe this story of them saying that Katy Perry wants her job back in American Idol? And even if she was to go back to American Idol, was she even like a big enough staple or a name? Did people even care when she was over there? I stopped. Look, for me personally, I stopped watching American Idol when Simon Paula and Randy left, and I believe that was the same season when David Archuleta lost to who did he lose to? David Cook. After that season, I was done. I didn't watch that. Um, I stopped watching American Idol at that point. I didn't care. I mean, every now and again, I popped in whenever Jennifer Lopez was up there, and what's his name? Harry, I almost said Robert Downey Jr. Harry Connick Jr., I believe, was one of the judges on there, and then somebody else, I don't remember. But yeah, I remember when Jennifer Lopez was on there, and I watched every now and again. But other than that, I relatively stopped when the original judges left American Idol. So I say all this to say, whatever y'all thoughts on this story, let me know in the comments down